Hello everybody, welcome, my name is Ryan, and today I have a bit of a confession for you. I'm a simple man really. I wake up in the morning, I boot up Civ 6, I browse Reddit and the Steam Workshop. I see that Sukritact has posted another mod. I play the mod. It's a simple routine. It's one that I don't fight against at all. Sukritact always demands my attention and I am never disappointed. This is Sukritact's Urban Identities, the newest game overhaul mod by the wonderful friend of the channel Sukritact. We've played a lot of their mods on the channel before and I am in awe generally of their artistic skill, their modding skill. Anything they put together tends to be one of the more fun games we have on this channel. Looking at this mod, I don't think we are going to be disappointed today. Consider this game to be a bit of a deep dive mod exploration game. I have no other gameplay changing mods. I have no game modes enabled today. We are just getting stuck in to Urban Identities. Now the gist of this mod is that the map has been divided into new regions, all that come with their own bonuses. They are very, very varied. Some are good, some are bad, some are mixed. Settle in a region, claim it for yourself, and give your city an identity. That identity will make changes to how your city fires. So for instance, there's one in here that it's showing off geothermal fissures becoming geothermal vents and other geyser fields and giving theatre square bonuses rather than science bonuses. A simple change, but one that I think is going to make this map feel much more alive than normal. And that is kind of the aim today. I'm going to be exploring this mod, Urban Identities, with the pure aim of, well, two things. Firstly, I'm going to have a load of fun. This is a fun run. This is not an optimized run. I am going to have fun today. You may see me making plays and making moves that are not strictly meta. That is deliberate. I'm going to be doing things that run with the mod, not necessarily that run with the game. And secondly, I'm going to be getting my RP on. We are going to be role-playing as heavily as we can. I'm playing as the Cree, famously a nation that was more in tune with the natural world than some of the other European powers that ended up dumping on America. The Cree were fantastic with living with nature and the elements and adapting their way of life around it, and that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. My aim is to find as many of these regions, you can see 3 of them on the map at the moment, and settle in as many of them as I can, claiming them for myself, and then whichever region I have, I'm going to be specifically building things in that region to make that region have its effects best. Not necessarily for any victory condition. I'm going to be instead focusing on just playing RP. Equally, I don't think I've ever mentioned this before. This is new for a video, but did you know I have a Discord? I know, shock. I don't think I've ever mentioned it before. Every month on our Discord, our fabulous mods put together a turd play challenge via Ryan Discord. What were you thinking the acronym stood for? This month is Cree. There is a whole bunch of achievements that we'll be trying to get today as I try and submit my own Cree run. Now, some of these I'm not going to get because I actually just ran a random map. So for instance, I don't know if Gilgamesh is in the game. I also don't have Barb clans turned on because I wanted to just play the mod with whatever the mod was going to give me. So I'm not playing with a setup that will give me all of these achievements, but hey, I just wanted to submit something to the Discord this month. It's a really fun set of challenges. Go and have a look if you want to have a game that might challenge you in different ways. Anyway, that is far too much intro. Sit back everybody, get relaxed, get ready to get your Cree on, because today we're going to be making those pounds, not kilos. Remember, he is not kilo maker, he is pound maker. We are very specific on measurements. Let's get started. Turn 1, and when we look at our settlement location, we have 2 things to consider. Firstly, the usual settlement location, such as for instance, we are currently on fresh water, which is good. We have a plains hill under us, so our city centre would get extra production, and we seem to have some resources around us, so that's looking really good so far. We have a second thing to consider though, regions of the map. Now I have turned on the map generation today to give us as many of these regions as we can, just so that we can really explore the mod to its full effect, and there are 3 around us. Sturdy reeds. Lake tiles in this region gain +1 production if within 2 tiles of a city centre or commercial hub. This increases to 2 production if in range of both. Well, that's quite exciting. So this lake has a bunch of sturdy reeds in it that are particularly good at constructing. So we want to make sure that this lake is surrounded by city centres and commercial hubs. That's a pretty good location, because if we settle here, these 3 lake tiles in theory should get a little bit of production. That's actually really nice. I could go round and settle over in this direction. In fact, I'm just going to move my warrior around and see if there's anything better there. This is coast. Yeah, now there is something else to consider here. This is the Urban Identities mod, by the way. If you want to just see any of the descriptions, just pause the video here and have a read. But we are playing a terra map today. I wanted there to be a new world covered in these rich, fertile regions that we've got to go and explore. So actually being on the coast might be of great advantage to us. Actually thinking maybe I settle there. It doesn't have much production apart from the lake, but it would put all of the lake tiles in range, and it would act as a canal. It also put me next to these two fertiles, which, when I have camps down, mean that I could start sending food to my capital and making some really good internal trade routes. It's like a turn 3 settle. The alternative would be to settle on the rice for a little bit more food in my city center, but ultimately I would prefer, I think, to be nearer the third. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, I think. We're gonna go and settle over in this direction. The other two regions we've seen, by the way, windy plains. This is a good spot for a couple of windmills. If built on a region tile, the city's industrial zone provides 2 food to adjacent farms and 2 production to adjacent mines. So this little area is really good for industrial zones. An open skies, an unclaimed desert region, a breathtaking view of the night sky, campus yields increased by +1 science or +2 if the city has a university. So any tiles adjacent to the campus. So there's some really fun stuff we can do here. Maybe a Petra science capital down in the south, or not a capital, a city, you know what I mean. Buenos Aires. Okay, now that is interesting. That is a first meet that gives me a little bit of production, but it means I want to grab this tile as soon as I can. I don't want Buenos Aires to grab that fertile, ideally. Yeah, I'm feeling happier and happier about settling on this bay. I think that's a really good idea for me, because on a terra map, you want to go to sea as quickly as possible. Oh, I should mention, by the way, we are playing on standard speed, and it is deity difficulty. I'm just playing with base deity difficulty today. I really want to explore the mod playing as the mod wants to play. If I inflate the game with artificial difficulty, I'll end up playing differently. We won't see the mod really working in all of the ways that it should. So we're going to enjoy this game. This game is for enjoyment today. Right, first of all, we are going to settle on turn 3. Give ourselves the sailing boost. And as you can see, we are in a sturdy reed. And these lake tiles have a little bit more production already. That's really good to see. Now, you all know the drill by now. This channel is supported by the wonderful people on Patreon and Coffee that help me to do what I do when the algorithm flails and decides not to pay me because for whatever reason, that's just how YouTube's working that day. So again, thank you so much, channel supporters. This one is for you. Welcome to Deep Fried Lasagna. It will truly be the greatest of capitals. Now, I really want to know a little bit more about the land, so we're going to try and build one of our scouts. As you can see, we have absolutely no production right now whatsoever, but that's okay. We will grow into production tiles pretty quickly, including these 2 third tiles, which I'm sure are going to really help my city to grow. I'm gonna start by unlocking the mecha up. This is my unique, effectively I like to call this a mine that gives me food and housing. That's probably the best way I can put it. It's just a generally decent improvement. We also want to go pottery quickly because then we get a free trader. That'll let me claim a few tiles. We can get a little bit more gold from Buenos Aires, or we can send it to my own city. By the way, you can turn regions on and off on the map. I'm keeping them on because I find them really interesting to plan around. But just so you know, if you wanted to play this mod and you're thinking, wow, these are really bright colors on the map, you can turn them off. I'm just choosing not to because I'm weird. Wow, these warriors around Buenos Aires are annoying. It's just like, let me out. I'm trying to move around here. This is a very deserty area. I am not enjoying the amount of desert I have to wade through here. Okay, wheel. Boosted in a tribal village. It's kind of not really what I wanted, but fine. Looks like the land does string and stretch out to the left here. Also looks like there is a scout that has just found me from Barb's to my right. Well, luckily these unique scouts that the Cree have, they do fight as strong as warriors and they can level up pretty quickly. So maybe it'll come to my rescue. Lots of reef tiles over in this area, but no regions. We very much want to be focusing on claiming as many regions as we can today. Oh, the scout is just attacking me straight off. That is hilarious and normally means the bard camp has been killed. Right, we've just saved up 50 gold. My culture has claimed this fertile, which is really good, but we'll go and just buy this one out now. So we've got 2 really good tiles. We had to wait until turn 11, but now we have some production and gold and we're growing all at the same time. So the deep fried lasagna, it's full of fox. You've heard of lasagnas with with horse meat, but have you ever heard of lasagnas with fox meat? Let me tell you, they are questionable in quality. What is in the tribal village? Ugh. Fox lasagna, what am I talking about? Ugh. I've actually made myself slightly weirded out by that one. Gradient dust storm, all right. Dump a load of yield down in this area, please, because these windy plains, let me tell you, a windy plain I find myself just attracted to naturally. Right, there is pottery. Do I want to just get 3 gold per turn? I don't think there's any point in just holding on to my trader here. Not until I have my own city, so 3 gold per turn will just let me buy stuff quicker. It's 24 turns to get this trader it done, and it'll claim me a single tile and give me a currency boost. Fine, we'll do it. It's a pretty naff route, I won't lie, but we'll do it anyway. I'm going to now unlock animal husbandry so that I can see if I've got any source of horse. I mean, this is a deep fried lasagna, by the way. We can put fox in our lasagnas, but maybe we also want horses in our lasagnas. This would be a many... This is the layering of lasagnas. Different 4-legged hoofed animals. Foxes don't have hoofs. Okay, ignore me. I'm losing it already, ladies and gentlemen. It's gone. Let's give Alpine to our scout and go straight on the settler. I'm going to go and claim one of these regions as quickly as I can. There you go. By the way, this tile has been claimed. It just means that Buenos Aires is going to claim even less of the land tiles around me. My capital wants to be greedy here. Speaking of being greedy, it's the Dutch. Are we going to trade with the Dutch? Who knows, but she's hiding in a tree and she's going to shout at me if I don't. Would you like to sample our nearby city? No. No further pleasantries. Get lost, I say. I don't know where she's come from. I'll offer a friendship? No, unlikely. She likes me -7. That's fine. Wow, I tell you what, the Desert Storms have left some pretty impressive yields down here, actually. The way I'm thinking about Windy Plains, when you're playing Korea, you have the Sewon, the unique campus that gives mines around it science and farms around it extra food. It's not the same yields. It's 2 food for farms and 2 production on mines, but I'm kind of looking at the industrial zone a little bit like a Sewon. So I'm kind of looking in this region. There is a beautiful tile here that allows me to settle on a Mercury in the region, claiming it, and then put an industrial zone that would give me huge boosts. Depends if I want to give the industrial zone its own improvements with like an aqueduct. I don't think I could put an aqueduct there, could I? No, it's the wrong side of the river. So maybe I could just industrial zone there, for instance, and get the full spread. This is what I mean about not playing necessarily optimally this game. We're going to be playing to maximize the region bonuses, not to maximize our chances of winning. So this game could be a total car crash. Okay, the Dutch found me already. Never mind. Well, we might be deity rushed by a load of warriors here, but what can you do? God King, discipline. Thank you so much. Oh, here is the Dutch. She's right there. Okay. I might need to move my units in and defend. I'm not planning on being particularly aggressive this game, but saying that, I plan on being very defensive. Congo, hello, honored to meet you. Love to sample your hospitality. She's just down here. Oh, terror maps. I love how brutally squished they all are. All right, good to know. We've got company around us. There's Eindhoven, and see if there are other regions around the map. Zanzibar. Well, that's a good city-state. It's unlikely to be one that wants to necessarily be my friend, but it is quite a good one. Which way do I want to explore? I think I'm going to go and explore up above me, because it's slightly more likely that I'm going to be able to settle in this region. The Dutch are going to be a problem. I can see the Dutch being a huge problem. Oh, speaking of huge problems, there are now barbs to the other side of me. Right, I'm going to have to bring my warrior back, or let Buenos Aires kill it. No, we'll bring them back. Do we get any sources of horses? One there, one there. Okay, they're around, if not near me. Let's now go for sailing so that I can get a galley and explore around the map. There's Amsterdam. Here's Groningen. All right, the loyalty of this area will start to get pretty squished really quickly. In fact, I might actually have to also settle a city there. I can also see the Dutch really rushing me with troops, so I'm going to keep my scout in the area. Oh, the Dutch are going to get crazy science. Oh no, they're going holy site. This would have actually been... No, it's not on a river. I was thinking they'd get the river bonus from their campus. Nope, the Dutch is just having one of those games. Oh, wow, this region is a really funny area. Look at that, sort of stretches up there as well. Maybe we could even settle another city in this area. Oh no, not quite. So it looks like the Barb camp is, okay, it's going to be handled by Buenos Aires. I kind of want to be a score here, I won't lie. Equally, I can't afford to have my warrior too far away from deep fried lasagna because I do not trust the Dutch, just generally. Generally, I don't trust the Dutch, but in this particular instance, I think that if they've got an option, they will attack me. So this is a barbed spearman. I think it's gonna, nope, I thought it was gonna charge my scout for a second, but oh, there's a barb camp scout there and a quadrireme. That might make this kill a little harder. Yep, it's gonna try and attack me, but I can run away before it can. Excellent, military tradition boosted. That gives me an envoy at Buenos Aires. Maybe I'll have a friend. Stonehenge on turn 25, wow. Some games, the AI has no chill, and this is one of those games. Congo has just declared war on Byzantium. That is brilliant. That means Byzantium is somewhere around this area, and they are fielding all of the warriors from Congo. There's also another region down here called Massive Trees. Minus 15% production towards districts in this city, but the city's holy site and theatre square each provide +3 of the appropriate yield if built on a region tile, and extra great people points. Wow. So it's harder to build in this area, but theatre squares and holy sites pop off massively. These regions are going to be so cool. I reckon we're going to have some really random and awesome synergy in this game that we're not really expecting to see. Looking forward to seeing it. Right, 200 gold. I'm actually going to use it to buy a builder and get 2 camps in as quickly as I can. Stay in your corner. Look, I'm trying to stay in my corner, okay? My corner is very small. It is very small. Now, the Mekawap, +1 gold if adjacent to a luxury resource. I think that's all it would do. So if I put a Mekawap down on this tile, we'd only have extra gold. I don't know at the moment if I'm going to be going for a golden age into the classical era. I think it's quite unlikely, so maybe I'll save the era score for now. We'll see how that one goes. I don't know the correct answer on that one. I also want to make sure that I have the commercial hub unlocked as soon as possible, because I really want to make sure this lake is fully worked. So either the commercial hub's going to go there or here. I might actually put it on this tile and go for the forbidden little harbor commercial hub triangle, which I still maintain is a total waste of time, but given the fact that we have sturdy reeds, we'll try it. We'll play it. So yeah, I think I want to unlock currency as quickly as possible, so we'll go for writing first. It's also really good because that does beeline us quicker to industrial zone, and that will help for windy plains. Having campus for open skies will help as well. There is the aforementioned settler. It says -5 at the moment, but I think the population pressure will be okay once they start settling in this area. Let's get that first camp up and running, which gives me a luxury. Now, I could immediately sell the luxury for a decent chunk of gold. I shall remember that. But right now, it's also giving me a little happiness for this new city. If you settle new cities and you don't have any luxuries, they will be immediately unhappy. So it's worth keeping an eye on that. So the Netherlands got the first religion, choral music. I was really hoping they'd go feed the world, but only because I always hope people go feed the world. There is a warrior. I think we might get rushed here. I have a horrible feeling we might get rushed, but I'm gonna still settle here. Welcome to the wonderful Kapayobi the Windy. It is, of course, in the middle of a windy plain. So that gives me access to another luxury, which should help to keep the loyalty of this city a little nicer than it was before. I do want this city to get to 2 pop as soon as possible, but you're gonna focus immediately on getting a slinger. I need to make sure we have some defense. Keep an eye on this area. If it looks like the Dutch are going to attack quickly, I can always divert a little bit of attack power to the defense of this area. But fortifying on this wooded hill, that's really good. Staying in the city, watching the Dutch's military strength. 145 means they've probably got about 7 warriors. It's a lot, but it's not unkillable. There is a spare fur, by the way, so I am going to sell this one. Just whether or not I want to wait for the Congo to have a bit more gold up front. What would I spend my gold on? Probably a galley or a settler, one of the two. Let's go galley because it will actually let me explore a little bit better. I want to go and find the new world as soon as I can, and sometimes there is a coastal bridge. Not all the time, but sometimes. Actually, 90 gold is expensive, but I want deep fried lasagna to have this source of horse. Constructing that lasagna is important, and I want it to not get given to this city, because then I've got 3 camps or pastures within this city borders, and that'll make the internal routes very powerful. So there's the craftsmanship bonus, as well as horseback riding. Lots of fun little bonuses adding together. Oh, the loyalty of Kapayobi is not great, but we should be able to fix this soon. I think we can fix that fairly quickly. Okay, the trader, here it is. It's 3, so we're going to move it now to Kapayobi, and I'll send it back to Lasagna. After all, how better to grow our cities than throwing tons of lasagna at them? It works perfectly. Look at this, 4 food, because I'm getting 3 extra from all of my districts, as well as 3 gold for the actual city as well. So this is really good. It's better than the external route, and it gives me food. So bam, look at this population growth. This should help with loyalty substantially. Okay, I don't need the scout anymore. We are starting to make troops. Loyalty doesn't look very friendly at the moment, but don't worry, we've got population appearing in both cities very soon. There's a Gogi. In you get. Now we're just going to force rush through foreign trade for that bonus trade route. The trader has given me access to this beautiful wheat resource in Kapiyobi. I shall be immediately claiming it and improving it for the irrigation boost. Well, I think you should definitely work it. Oh no, it's given it to deep fried lasagna. Normally I'd let that stay, but I'm actually going to flip that over to try and give this city the extra loyalty it needs. Look at that. It's already coming along. I don't want to risk it anymore. I can finally sell my fur. That 309 gold now. Do I get the galley? No, I might wait for the next era. I don't think we're likely to get 14 era score. I could get a boat for 2 and put down my unique improvement for another 4 to make 6, but that's still a lot of era score that's needed. So unless something remarkable happens, I'm going to just hold that era score for the medieval era. You know, I might be windy, but I'm not ambitious. I'm restrained. Oh, I tell you what, Pantheon might help a little bit, especially if, yep, just as I had hoped, Goddess of the Hunt is available. I already have 2 camps, and I've been doing a little bit of looking. There's Ivory just to my north, Ivory to my south as well. So this would give me some solid early game yield. I could go for districts. I could go for a free builder and go for the city growth. There is also a small argument to go for reeds and marshes, because reeds and marshes always comes good eventually, especially because there is a couple of oasis and desert floodplain and whatever. But I think I'm going to lean into the start. We're the Cree. We like camps. Let's go Goddess of the Hunt. I mean, yeah, pastures is another option. There are a lot of cattle around. We could go pastures, but I just think deep fried lasagna getting 2 extra food and 2 extra production right off the bat, that massively helps. Yeah, it's taken already a turn off the settler. Keeping an eye on selling my source of horse as well. I need 440, so if I can pick up 110 gold, then I might just rush through another settler with gold and go for the 4 city start. I don't need to settle a huge amount on this continent. This is a terra map. It's all about leaving the continent as soon as you can, finding the new world and settling it. Oh, this is good land though. This is really good land. We just need to make sure we find regions. Regions are the ones that I really want to be focused on. Oh, hello. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't you do this to me. Why on earth would you leave a settler here? I meant to play this game really, really peacefully, but if the game is going to give me a 3 city, I will take it. I'm just saying that now. I will take it. Renewed land, 1 era score. Nice. It's a 5 production tile already. See what the Dutch do. They settled The Hague right there. Okay. It does make the settling a little trickier because I can't put this settlement down now. Maybe we can loyalty bomb The Hague eventually. But there is still a 3 settler. Oh, I honestly so meant to play this game really peacefully, but this is, you can't do that to Ursa. It's not fair. It's not fair. Congo, will you go to war? Okay, right. Congo's going to war with me. So that's not even a surprise war. That is, I'm going to argue, is a use of diplomatic alliances getting favorable terms for me by entering into a joint war that gives me a lot more than it does Congo. It's RP, okay? It's RP. And I won't hear otherwise. Oh dear. Anyway, we've got another settler. We're going to make one here. We can sell a source of horse for some more gold. Let's just buy the settler. That puts a little bit of extra time, but then we've got, yeah, 5 cities. What a start. What an amazing start. I'm going to expect pain for doing this. They're going to attack me back, and you know what? It's probably fair. Well, there is another continent on this map. Sometimes on Terra maps there isn't, but yeah, there was. Fine. God King, I have my Pantheon. Don't need you anymore. Let's go urban planning. So Gogi, urban planning. A little bit more production. Am I going to settle up there? No. I will retreat. There is a barbarian galley. That is really good to know, because if I buy myself a boat, I'm going to immediately fall into some trouble. So that's really good to know. Hungary. Hello, how are you? Honored to meet you. There is cloud forests. Less production from lumber mills, but there is unimproved bonuses to faith, culture, and science. Oh, I like that. It's a preserved forest. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this mod. A mountain pass. This city's commercial hub provides +4 gold and an extra trade route if built on a region tile. Oh my goodness, there's such cool things. Hey, Hungary, do you know the Dutch? You do know the Dutch. Do you want to join in? No. Oh, that's a shame. I'm going to send a delegation and hopefully keep Hungary on side. I do want to be friends with most people. We're attacking the Dutch, but that's okay. You got to ask yourself the question, who doesn't attack the Dutch? It's just what the Dutch are for. Just looking at this open skies. Now, there is a little bit of a disclaimer I have. I've never played this mod before. I don't know how the region bonuses work in terms of, do you need to settle inside the region, or is it the actual district? So we're going to do a little bit of playing at some point. Kapayobi could, in theory, put a campus inside Open Skies. Like, I could pop it somewhere like this, and we could see if the effect works on the surrounding tiles. Unfortunately, desert tiles are really rubbish, but later we could go for a Petra city there. Is Imhotep available? Imhotep is the first choice. All right, so if we rush industrial zones here, that could be a really good play for later. Let's keep that in mind. Feels like a really weird settle, but I'm going to settle there because I think I can get 1, 2, 3, 4 pastures all in the same city if I settle in this area. So this will be a really good second place for trade routes. So this settler is going to go down there. These other two are just making their way down south to go and see what's going on in this area of the map. Doesn't look like the Dutch are charging towards me here, which is good. Geneva, rich soil. There is a 33% chance of farmable bonus resource spawns when you first build a farm on each of the region tiles in the city. Oh my lord. Okay, that is rich soil. Oh, nice. I'm looking forward to finding the new world. Terror is going to make this really interesting. Ah, I left my trader there. Of course I did. That is a bit of a boo-boo. I might have my trader pillaged here. Never mind. Oh no, the trader got out. The trader got out really quickly. Good. That's a relief. That's a relief. I want as many cities on this Open Skies area as I can. We're going to pop one down there just so it's got a little bit of fresh water and access to a horse and, in theory, ivory. And then we'll go down in this direction and I'll just put a little canal city down there. This is my plan for 2 cities. It's going to be an interesting choice as to whether or not these help or not, but this is an Open Sky city. Welcome to Poppy Dude 32. You are master of the open sky. Don't let it go to your head. I should have probably waited a turn there and got the era score for settling in a desert in this era, but never mind. It is the classical era. We have discovered currency. Means we can put commercial hubs down. Nobody's going for commercial hubs at the moment. That's good. Kapayobi is now really struggling with loyalty, which means, yep, everyone around me is in a golden age. Never mind. Let's go 3 inquiry. That gives me era score. Every time I get a Eureka, which I should get a few of if I'm clever. Spoiler, I'm not clever. Chasing this warrior, which unfortunately is going to make its way all the way back to my city. When can I make peace? 4 turns. Okay, well, Congo is actually now attacking Eindhoven, so they should be able to just bring the pain on that level. I do need to watch the rest of my troops. If we can get Buenos Aires on side and send these warriors over, that would be a very, very good use of resource, I think. Okay, I want these lake tiles to improve to their full aspect, so let's build that commercial hub as soon as we can. Dido, again, more era score. Lovely. Sample your hospitality. Yosh, you're just down there in the massive trees. Okay, cool. There's 2 massive trees. Looks like there are repeats of similar regions. Again, very good to know. She's after a source of horse. Hello, welcome to my horse. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Yeah, it pillaged me. I suspected that might happen, but luckily for me, oh, that's a meteor shower right next to my lands. Good, good. Civ 6 giveth, Civ 6 taketh. City number 4. Again, in the Open Skies era. Everyone say welcome to Toon General. The priority in this city is to get this source of fur active as soon as possible. And annoyingly, that is a heavy chariot. Okay, that's not good. That means we're going to take a little bit of damage unless they go after Congo troops, which they might. Yep, they go for Congo troops. Okay, they're leaving me alone a little bit here. Let's get the meteor. 3 military unit. That's what we needed to see. 1 and 2. We flattened. Okay, now we can defend ourselves. 18 combat strength in Kapayobi is a little bit easier to defend. I really want to get these windy plains, but I'm thinking a commercial hub might be a really good thing to pop down in Kapayobi quickly. Although, no, I think I need more troops. Let's just get a couple more troops out before archery. Eindhoven is really under fire here. If Congo decide to raise the city instead of claiming it, that might actually end up working really nicely for me. So let's keep an eye on that one. Now, eventually we need Armani, and I'd love to Armani tour into places like Buenos Aires. So I'm going to pick up Armani, but instead of starting the tour, we're going to send her over to Kapayobi just to try and keep the city loyal whilst I work on the population. Lasagna is going back up to 5 pop in a second. Papa Dude should be going up pretty quickly as well. Toon General is now working on this beautiful trade route, which I was thinking sending from here rather than Poppy Dude is, it's an extra 2 tiles. So there we go. All these internal routes. The Cree is so weird. It's a bit like playing Inca or Tokugawa. Just, I'm so used to playing international routes that when you do end up playing with lots of domestic routes, it's like, I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, there is a missionary here. I don't particularly dislike the missionary, but because we're at war, I'm going to kill it. It's harsh, I know. That is just what it is. Okay, they are offering peace. Do I want to go for this peace quickly? I want to try and get the slinger kill. I think the slinger kill might be a little tricky. Might be possible. No, not quite. Am I going to realistically claim The Hague? Not without going full war, and I kind of want to play this relatively peaceful. I know, I say relative because if you give me a 3 settler, I'm going to take it, okay? I think that's fair, but I'll make peace. I'll just go around and see if I can convince anyone else to go to war with her. No, I can't. Never mind. Peace. There you go. Peace is fine. I took a piece of her empire, and now I peaced out. Yeah, The Hague literally just threw walls up, so I think I made a good choice. I'm going to now focus on getting celestial navigation as soon as I can, because I think getting harbors in a couple of these cities is going to be really handy as well. Freshwater fishery. Built on a region tile, the city's harbor district receives 1 food and 2 gold for every adjacent lake tile. Wow, that's quite cool. Surface deposits. 15% production towards units in the city if it has an encampment. Encampment provides 2 production and 2 science if built on a region tile. Yeah, it's really cool. I just want to collect it all, you know? I want all of the things. City number 5. Danny Darklord. Again, it's just getting that builder online as quick as I can. This is going to be a really, really good trade city as well as Lasagna. These are going to be my 2 food ports, but it's about maintaining all of these as much as I can. It'll actually be good to get a trade route out of my capital, especially if I choose to go Pingala from this city. Buenos Aires. Okay, they just follow me. I actually don't know what the quest was. I assume it was get the boost for building a district. I think that's probably what it was. And nobody's going for merchants just yet. Even better. Sell a source of horse. How much is a market? 480 gold. I always forget just how outrageously expensive that is. Let's sell all my open borders and see if we can just wrangle this one. Oh, I need 1. I need 3 more gold. Luckily, I'm really impatient. There you go. Bam, market bought. That means we're now getting 2 merchant points per turn, and we can work the trader, and I'll send it instead from Danny Darklord. Prophetic Visions. Region tiles adjacent to Holy Site, extra faith, extra profit points. That's really cool. The Dutch and I have got this sort of bit of border war going on here. Don't worry about it. I'm sure nothing will spark. I'm sure good relations only here. Buenos Aires got stolen almost exactly immediately. That's really boring. Oh dear. Anyway, look, do you see these lake tiles are now giving me extra production? Oh, so it's the city center and the commercial hub both doubling up. Very nice indeed. I actually don't know. If I built another commercial hub next to it, does it stack even more? I don't know. There's only one way to find out, and that is to build really dodgy and bad commercial hubs. Put one there and see what happens, eh? It's turn 60, and just a small point of admin. Every now and then during a recording, I will go away from my computer and resume recording, like people sometimes do. I'm not sure why, but the graphics for the regions have changed. That it is not such a strong color anymore, and I cannot put it back to the old option. I don't know why it's done that. It just is a thing. Let me know in the comments. Is there a way of changing it back? I know it's ugly, but it's easy to see on video. I have no idea. Gonna pick up irrigation and wheel very quickly and then jump into celestial navigation. That should give me time to work a couple of things like turtles. Working turtles. Better that than retired turtles. So here is the next trade route. I think I'm going to spawn it in Danny Darklord. Again, there's lots of extra tiles we can claim, but just throwing all of these routes back to the capital for now seems to make sense to this simpleton. It makes sense to me. I do need to up my science a little bit though, otherwise we're not going to get anywhere near cartography, which is what I need to cross the ocean. We could gamble on picking up an admiral that's useful. There is one, Leith Erickson, but I can't bring my settlers across with that, so yeah, let's just rock the campus in my capital for now. 4 food, 2 production, 3 gold. I still think these are brilliant. We're going to make them even more brilliant by putting Magnus into the capital and giving him the promotion that makes all trade routes plus 2 food. I think this is a good gamble. Get this rocking as soon as we can. Also going to start building campuses. These are going to be rubbish campuses in terms of adjacency, but I'm building them in the open skies, and don't forget this playthrough is all about abusing those abilities as much as I can. I'm not playing to be absolutely maximum efficient here. We are playing to have fun and explore the mod, and that's kind of the best way I can think to do it. Really cool when the first improvement in a city is a camp, because suddenly it's like 333 yield. Haha! More trade routes. There we go. We've got 2 campuses. Poppy Dude is going to put one down as well. Those 2 luxuries. Hopefully I can immediately go on and sell for top dollar. Wasn't top dollar. It was pretty atrocious dollar, to be fair. Never mind. Wheel. Done. Celestial navigation. Soon to be done. I need some galleys though. Let's clear out some of these barbs. Let's discover more of the world. My first mecha up. 4 era score. It's basically like a mine that gives housing and gold. And as you put it next to some resources, it gets more yields and it gets a lot better better over time. Like, a lot better. Early game, honestly, it's no better than putting a mine down, but I guess for housing is useful. People swear by it. People really love Cree because of the just generally okay yields that I get put on everything. Just very flexible civ. I find Cree a bit funny to use because there's just nothing spectacular about them. They're just very average, which I guess is kind of the point of them, but still, I don't know. Funny old civ for me. Galley, smash. Again, making sure these campuses get put in the open skies for maximum tiles around them. Campus, 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 campus. We have no science at the moment. All I need is to get to about 70 or 80. Then we'll push out. Matterhorn. Oh, that helps me to move them out a little bit, which is fun. Probably going to regret this, but I think I'm going to try and build Temple of Artemis in my capital. It's a little bit more food and housing. It's 11 turns. Go on then. Galley. Number 2. Shipbuilding. Rushed. We just need classical era or later wonder. A Temple of Artemis, unfortunately, is not that. Imhotep would help us with that, though. Yeah, maybe I should save up gold now for Imhotep. Long way off, but it would be quite useful to pick Imhotep up. In fact, actually, yeah, let's prioritize getting that. We're going to go for apprenticeship. Horseback riding into apprenticeship first. There's the apprenticeship boost. We just need a little bit more science, actually. It should be fine. Oh, Temple of Artemis was just built. Okay, well, that saved me some time. No fun for me. Let's get the library instead. Geneva's here. If we can pick up Geneva, that would be really good. We've actually got Armani at the moment in Buenos Aires, just keeping this city-state happy. We'll convert over when Geneva is more of a possibility. Tribal village. +1 envoy. Ah, right. Let's keep that. Very close to being able to get diplomatic league in, which would double my first envoy into Geneva. So that would be worth 1, 2, 3, 4 science. +1 in the capital, 5. Geneva's really worth having at least 1 envoy in. Thinking about it though, my capital does need more population. Needs more food. We've got to make sure we're working tiles that actually help to increase the city. So I'm actually might grab that tile back. I want to get to 7 population. Reason for that, because then I can put the harbor district down in Lasagna. Every Lasagna needs a harbor. That's just the rule. I thought everyone knew that. It's when lasagnas are made in those big, crazy big factories. They actually go down the assembly and they're like, hey, do you have a harbor? And if the answer's no, there's no lasagna. Just none of it. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Lovis, Capoyobi Virani, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy Zursa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluk 79, Bob Loblaw, Davalex, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Hal Carnassus, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Twin Cam Inferno. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!